So the best thing, the thing that I love the most about collective agents is we are many agents under one umbrella, but we all have our separate lists. So if you would never speak to any other agent other than the one that you signed up with. So it's that boutique feeling of having one-on-one connections, relationships with your agent, but you do have the power of everyone in that office behind you. I can help somebody with their contracts, they can help me with my contracts. I like that we always know what's going on. We have a very good creative agent within the umbrella, and they look after musical directors and set designers, and these people are being AV checked months before breakdowns are going out for actors. So I'm there listening and being told this information, which, if I was Richard Leavey Associates on my own, I wouldn't have that power. So I love Collective for that reason. But it's nice to have that within Collective Agents, because it just means I'm always hearing what's going on. And like I said before, if I was on my own, if I was my own entity, I wouldn't know that information. So it means that I can start sort of having conversations with people before breakdowns might have come out in spotlight, that kind of thing. So I find that really handy, and we're a close-knit company. We really get on, we've really got each other's back. So I love that about Collective. I feel I have power, we're power in numbers, but I still have that direct relationship with my client list. Yeah, Australia, we have agents, we have connections in Australia, New York. Again, it's just always nice if we have a client going to New York. Things might differ slightly to how we work here, so we can get that advice knowing that our client is safe and we're positive that they're going out there with a clear view. So I think, it's always been a really difficult industry. You've always had to really fight. Very little comes easy. So, I think actors need to really ask themselves questions before they go in for meetings with an agent, for instance. What do I need? What am I looking for? What am I wanting to achieve? How do I want my agent to work? I always say there's no schooling to be an agent. You kind of learn your way as you go. I had a couple of agents as an actor, and I found my person. So I like to think I agent close to how he did with me, because that's when I thrived. That's when I understood myself more, I believed in myself more. But some people might not want that kind of relationship. Some people want to be told where to go, what to do. I believe it is a relationship, and there is a conversation to be had. The more I know about my client, the better I can do my job. And every client is different, so some people will really push for that relationship and others prefer to keep it separate, and we have a lovely time when we meet up for our meetings or a coffee, or I see them at a press night. But some people do need a bit more nurturing, especially the early side of their career. I think choosing an agent right now is really important. What do you want to do? Do I want to go and travel the world? Do I want to stay in London? Do I want to be on screen? Do I want to be on stage? You've got to really understand these questions. I get a lot of young grads come in and they have their list of questions. Yeah, they come in with a list of questions from their faculty that they've been advised to ask, and some of the questions, they're just not needed. It's got to be personal. What is your journey going to be? And that might change within 5 years. But we're lucky. We've built a brand at Collective Agents. We've worked really, really hard, and we are lucky. Our success rate of getting people in the room is so high. It's very rare that we really struggle, but that's because we work really hard. We understand our clients. We don't just put everyone up for everything. We try and really nitpick and make sure everyone's getting put in for the right thing, not just for the sake of it. And I speak to casting directors nearly every day of my life, and not everyone works like that. People are just, put them in, but actually trust your agent's process. You might not be in for 10 auditions in 1 week. You might be in for 3 auditions in 2 weeks, but they'll be the right one for the artist as opposed to being in the room for the sake of being in the room. Headshots are the first thing a casting director sees before you even walk into a room. They are vital, and there are some bad choices out there. I can't stress enough, especially maybe slightly younger people. It's so simple. It's like people overthink it and they need to look a certain way. We all know what you look like. anyone can see my face as what it looks like, not what I maybe see in the mirror or what I might post on Instagram. You know, everyone can see me fully, and headshots need to represent that. They shouldn't be overly made up. I don't want fake eyelashes. I don't want contoured cheekbones. I want to see the person, because you are the person that they're going to meet. So I think less is more. If you are a really friendly young person with balls of personality, I want to see that in your photo. I don't need you looking at, you know, I want it to be authentic always. And unfortunately, I see a lot of people spending money on these headshots, and when they have their final edits that they haven't asked my opinion on, and I know I'm going to struggle getting them into the room. So it is absolutely vital. Your headshot is the key to your door, if you like. But again, just know your brand. I wish I'd known my brand 25 years ago when I was graduating, because I was told what to do and I didn't listen. I thought I knew me better. So I was walking into rooms not really fully understanding myself as a full-rounded performer, and I tried to blend in, and I tried to be a lad, and I tried to just, yeah, I was acting, but in the wrong sense of the word. And as soon as I got my brand, everything clicked and I started to work. I owned my queerness. I owned my figure. I owned that I wasn't going to be a big muscle man in Chicago, but what could I do? I could do the shows like Priscilla and Lacage and, you know, that kind of vibe. So as soon as you know your brand, don't overthink it. You will be fine, but own your insecurities. I knew that my biggest insecurity back then became my biggest selling point, my strength. So, you know, again, don't get overly edited photos. That's your face. If you have a dimple, if you have something slightly quirky, use that to your advantage. That might book you the biggest commercial going, and you get a huge buyout. So I say, know your brand, own it, don't overthink it, and that is your selling point. So finding your perfect headshot photographer isn't that difficult. We have the internet everywhere now on our phones. So look at actors that you aspire to be, or what careers they've had. Look at where they've had their headshots done. It's very easy to find. You just type it into Spotlight. And then go and stalk a few websites of, you know, your top 3 or 4 photographers, and what draws you to that person. Do you like the lighting? Do you like the way it's photographed? I don't think, again, you need to overthink it. And ask your agent. Always ask your agent, because we will have a list of good, wonderful photographers that will make you feel comfortable in the room. That I've got 3 to 4 headshot photographers that I know, as soon as they land in my inbox, they're all going to be amazing. And there's going to be a guaranteed top 2 or 3, 4, 5, however many they want to pay for. But again, just don't overthink it. And also, my personal opinion, I know it's hard for some people, but try not to think about saving money too much, because sometimes the difference between 20 or 30 pounds can be a huge difference in the package that you receive at the end of it.